Hi, I'm showing you this video to show you how to loom. So first you can pick your colors. You can do it with any type of colors. Like you can do it with pattern or anything. So first you take your first one and you want to make sure that the arrow is right in front of you, that little arrow. You might not see it, but it's right there. And you want it pointing that way. And then you're gonna put the thing on this way. The little rubber band is gonna look like that. Then you pick your next color, and then you're gonna put it on the same way, but like that. And you keep doing it until you get to the other side. You can do any color that you want, and you can do one pattern and then another pattern on the same bracelet or whatever you're making. You can make rings or bracelets, and you can make chokers and anything that kind of like bracelets or something like that. So there is this bracelet that's really, really hard, this bracelet right here. I maybe will show you how to make that one. It's really tricky though. I'm almost done with my thing that I'm making with my bracelet. You gotta go all the way up to the very top, or it depends on what size you want. If it's a ring, you only go pretty much close to you, and then if you want a necklace, if you go all the way up, it's just a bracelet, but you have to do for this one I made I did it one up, and then I had to make sure I used a pen to hold it for me, and then I made it two sides so it was long enough for me to wear on my neck. And I'm also making this video so if when you're reading instructions to do this, it's kind of confusing a little at first, and sometimes it just doesn't get easier for you to understand. So that's why it looks a little easier when you look at it. So when you're all done, it will look like this. So this is the tool you always want to use. And then, so remember when I said the arrow, you want to switch it around so the arrow is pointing at you now. And then you're going to take the first one, and then you're going to pull it up to the next one, like that. And then you're going to take the yellow one and that one that we just put over, and then we're going to take it off that one and then put it over here. Sometimes you might want to use your fingers to fix some things, but you always want to use your tool to do it. It might be tricky because it's hard to keep track at it. It might get hooked with something else that you don't want to pull out or pull, and you might do something wrong that you don't notice, and then you have to start all over. Sometimes that happens with me. I have to start all over. Sometimes I get mixed up where the arrow is, and I accidentally have to take all the rubber bands out because it doesn't work. if you put the rubber bands on and the arrow's still pointing at you while you do that, you can't like use your tool to make the thing you're making. It doesn't work that way. It can't work because then it like when you put your rubber bands down, it has to be like, you know, like the other one's on top and the other one's on the bottom kind of. And it doesn't really work that way when the arrow's pointing at you. So you have to first make the arrow pointing somewhere else. So yeah, like it has to point it that way. And once you're all done putting the rubber bands on the thing you're working on, you turn it around so you can work. And when you're using your tool, you want to make sure you don't grab anything else, just so you don't have to start over, because it's so annoying when you start over. So look how much I did so far, and this is how you do it. Sometimes it's tricky to get the rubber band off the tool, and you have to pull it just a little bit to get it on this one. But it doesn't really work. That means you might need help, or if you figure it out, that's good. And then when you're all done, you should be like that, and it should look like this. And then what you're gonna do, you're gonna use these. I'll show you what you do with them. So, what you do is when you see this part, and let me show you really close up what it really looks like. So that's what it really looks like, kind of like a heart. You could put like, I'll show you. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna use this, and you're gonna put that through. You might need to pull it a little, or use your nail to put it in. And then once you got it through, you gotta like do this to pull it out so it works. And then you keep doing that until sometimes it still gets stuck, but you use your hand or your tool, mostly your hand because it works that way. And then you keep like pulling it off until you get to the very end. You will connect the little thing I showed you, and it's on the directions that are kind of confusing. It says they call it a C-clip. So they use the C-clip to hook on the bracelet or whatever you're making together. It might be really tricky to do it, or you might let go and then you have to redo your bracelet just a little bit maybe. Or if you don't, it's really tricky to do it. But you can if you really try. And then once you're all done, you could look at it and you put it on your wrist or whatever you made, your finger, and then you're all done. And then that's all. Bye.